New schedule, right? New schedule at 7 p.m. Hopefully you guys like this hours.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Awesome, man.
Let's
That's
do it.
right, guys.
More time to chart after this, right? Instead of going to bed.
Yeah, more
S-
time to practice.
Yeah. So tonight I just kind of wanted to go over like some lessons about like on the losses and then as well as the routine because I feel like I've had a few one-on-one sessions with some of you guys and what I'm noticing is what's lacking is the routine, the morning routine, right? We have a morning routine if you go to work, right? If you have a job, you identify your routine immediately when you're at work. Like, you show up at 7 and you do this, you do that, you check in, you check your emails, you respond, right? That's a routine. And so when it comes to trading, we need to figure out our routine as well, right? And I want to talk about what my routine is, and I want you guys to share what your routine currently is and how we can improve that. All right. So this is gonna be quick and easy. Um, Believe it or not, like before I turn off my computer, like I would sit in my desk or in my chair, and I'll just stare at a blank screen, and then I close my eyes, and then I just go through my affirmation. As cheesy as it sounds, but this is what the professionals do after many, many podcasts and books I've read and listened to. A lot of top performers are like, um, you know, work out and meditate or like do something that clears your mind and then also go through your affirmations. And the affirmation is just to train your mind and your body what you want to accomplish, right? And you always speak in past tense. So for me, I'm always trying to remind myself that I am a profitable trader. I respect and follow my rules. And then I just sit there for a few minutes and just repeat that. And I really like lean into it and like feel it, right? Like it's almost like soul finding and meditating and whatnot. But it has helped me. Of course, it's still improving. When I'm on the trade and the trade is going against me and you know the stock is moving quick, the emotionals come in, and I try to remind myself when I break away from that, I remind myself, okay, what do you do? What are you good at? Right? What do you respect? And I go through my affirmation again. And I do that throughout the day, believe it or not. Um, Not perfect, but I constantly remind myself. Okay. And then once I'm done with that, I take a big breath and then turn on my computer and then I say it's game time. Let's go. Okay. So that's before I turn on my computer. And the next thing I do is for those of you that have multiple screens, I have my all my watch lists. Basically, they're just fixed. I have, let's see, 9, 18, about 30 different charts because I have multiple monitors. And I literally imprint that pattern in my head, right? The pattern that we always talk about, the basket and the upside down basket. And then I mix that up with the 10 and 20 simple moving average. Okay? So what that looks like is something like this. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, actually, can you guys see my screen already? Okay. So right here, right? You see this pattern is starting to form right here on Tesla, right? I I use this similar pattern to scan for my trades, whether it be upside or downside, right? So something like this to make it more clear, right? Like that. So I scan for this pattern uh, through all my charts, and they can be the basket or the upside down basket, right? If I don't see this on a particular time frame, like let's say this 5 minute right here looks clean, right? I like to see this pattern typically on the 1 hour time frame, right? So if I zoom out on a 1 hour, I want to see some sort of a basket forming already. Okay, like maybe this zone right here. Okay, I look for those. I look for these, right? Those are the areas I really pay attention to. Okay. Now, if I see something like that on a 1 hour, then I zoom in into like the 15 minute. And then do I like the 15 minute in that area? Like, let's go find where those circles are right here. Okay. So then I go into 15 minute and I go, okay, that still looks good. Where we have a pattern right here. We're above the 10 and 20. And then I correlate it with like the the recent sell-off, find the key levels of support and resistance, and then I pay attention to that. So I'm like, okay, Tesla is ideal play for before the bell, opens. And if I see the 15 minute and it's kind of choppy, then I go into the 5, and the 5 is like almost set up, so basically is almost ideal to how I want to see it, right? So I keep that in mind. And then what I typically do is if it's really close to that setup in a 5 minute, I'll drop it down to my below screen. I have another setup that has 1 minute, 5 minute, and the 1 hour, right? And so that's my routine to pick out the stocks that I want to trade. And sometimes I'll go over to our Discord channel and also glance at the stock news, right? So if in our Discord we have that trading floor and then stock news. Hopefully you guys have access to it, and let me know if you guys don't so I can change the settings. Okay. Just to get an idea, okay, what is the market feeling like? Because you guys hear me all the time, like, hey, the market feels heavy, the market sentiment is like doom and gloom, right? Because I glance at the news. I'm like a headline reader. If it's something that really catches my eyes and I want to look more into it, I'll click on it and do a quick read. But typically, I just want to get the feel of the market. Okay, that's my process. Now, when it comes to actually liking the trade, I've already handpicked maybe like one, two, or three stocks that are ideal setup that I can really feel that I have an edge on it. I have this connection to it, right? It's not just like, oh, I like Tesla because of the basket. It's like, no, I really feel it that I want to trade Tesla today, or I want to trade the SPY. And I think I had somebody ask me the other day, I think it was Marty. He asked me like, TJ, why don't you trade SPX? I'm like, no, I do trade SPX. It's just I don't feel it right now. I'm feeling Tesla or I'm feeling, Nvidia. I want to trade that, right? So that's kind of how my routine is, and you need to figure out how do you get in the zone? How do you really feel your trade? And I feel like that has given me the edge to be able to call out these levels and trade it, with confidence. Um, let's see. I mentioned over the 10 and 20 SMA, the different time frames, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15. Identifying key levels with support and resistance using the volume profile. You can identify your support and resistance with many different indicators. Like BMADs like to use the uh, not the volume profile. I can't think of the name right now for some reason.
Fib.
The Fibonacci. Yeah, the Fib. The Fibonacci, right? Because he's used this tool so many times, like he feels the tools. Like when he puts this levels on, like he can feel them. He knows and trusts these numbers because he's used it so many times. That's his preferred tool. And my point is, you can use any tools that you can really feel and trust based on how you understand them. Okay. I really like using the 10 and 20 SMAs as my guide and then mixing them up with support and resistance. And then just recently, I started putting more time really feeling and understanding the volume profile. So I don't have quite of a high confidence with the volume profile yet, as much as the 10 and 20 SMAs, but I'm putting my time into it. I'm constantly uh, drawing the levels and then matching them up with a live market. How did it behave at those levels? I'm not gonna catch it all at one time, but I'm gonna let time be on my side and just like let it play out, and then let that feeling of sinking in with the tool and trusting it. But I gotta put in my time, right? And so that's what my point is. Pick whatever tools that really make sense to you. And I know a lot of you guys are, testing out the tools that I'm also, exploring. But if you have a tool that we've used in the past and you can feel it, there's nothing wrong with just sticking with that. Like BMADS, he's loyal to the Fibonacci's. Like he knows all these other tools, but he's loyal to the Fibonacci because that's what he really connects with. Is that making sense?
Yeah, that does.
So, and that's what's going to give you your edge when it comes to uh, trading and analyzing these plays, because now you have your weapon basically that you trust and feel that this is what's going to help you. It's going to be different for everybody, and you got to put in your time to study them, to feel them, and just look back. And any of these um, indicators that we use, like the volume profile and the 10 and 20 SMAs, you can do back testing by either just looking at your charts and applying them and just really like literally you're zooming in. You have to zoom in like this and go, okay, what did it do here? It's below the 10 and 20, and it popped up and it got rejected. It got rejected on the blue. The blue line is the 20 SMA, the yellow is the 10. And you can change and customize these to different colors as you want them. And then just really stare at the chart, like what did it do? What did it do? And then why did it turn here? Like why did it bounce at this level, right? You're trying to decode the market, and that's your job. And then you start looking left some more. Like you can draw a line here at this level, you know? You can go like this. And then as far as using the tools, it's gonna take time, okay? Um, I'm gonna move through it very quickly. See? So price level right there. Let's color this out. Let's say blue so you can identify it just to give you an example. And then I'll zoom out. That line will always be there. And now I can look left. You see? You see how some of these levels where it behaves, right? You can start to see patterns and behavior, and you correlate them with your indicators, whether if you're using the volume profile or the 10 and 20 SMA, simple moving average, and that's all you got to do. You're building that routine. And so I've done this routine so many times that now it becomes more natural, and that's why I got to ask you guys to tell me to slow down or ask you questions, because sometimes I might be talking too fast and it's like I'm using lingos and it's foreign language to the new members. And I invite everybody to just come in with questions. Okay, we don't judge in here. We all started from not knowing anything. So all those questions that you need answers, just call them out or tag me on the chat so that way I can help you out. Is that making sense, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, 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 good.
Yep.
All right. So now let's go over your routines. And hang on real quick. Let's see. And then I just repeat those process what I just went over. Affirmation, the process of scanning, and then figuring out the patterns. So, Alex, what's your routine when you first sit down in your chair in the morning?
I actually have some papers all over my wall right now. It looks like I'm some kind of geek right now. But affirmations, quotes. I'll read it through. I'll have my Bible verses. I read through, um, and then I'll start charting. Um, of course, prior to that, sorry, I actually listen to Sam's call in the morning,
Hmm.
just to get some insight, and then yeah, read my affirmations before even turning on my computer. Um, and then start charting. Look through Twitter at the same time to see what's trending. There's a few people that I follow and just get their insight as well. Um, and then do the charting throughout multiple stocks really. Um, Add all the with the volume profile, the new thing. I see it being a good tool. Um, so yeah, I always chart SPY and the bigger stocks. Um, Go through the day, set them up, um, and and then really that's as soon as the market opens. I mean I'm still listening to a lot of time. I'm listening to other people like you, Sam, Boiler Room, uh, and if they're taking a trade, I catch myself still writing in my journal that I'm taking a trade because somebody said, because I did my own due diligence,
Hmm.
and I'm still having this trust in the people, you, everybody else, uh, that I give myself, I'm so confident that it's gonna go that way, and so sometimes I'll load up a little extra um, in contracts, and it doesn't go that way. And then of course, like today, um, I today was something special. I wrote in my journal today what went wrong, and so I see myself that when I'm most vulnerable after my greatest success.
Hmm.
And so yesterday I won $2,000. Uh, this morning I don't normally go to the gym in the morning. I went to the gym this morning, got up earlier extra. I came behind the computer today. I was pumped. I was like, dude, if so for me, it would have been better if somebody gave me a shovel and started telling me to dig. I would have trenched that trench like better than all you guys, right? I was pumped. I was ready to go. Having that mentality, pumped, ready to go. I want to tackle everything. I had a over my mind was over. I was successful yesterday, and so I was most vulnerable. I was like, oh, dude, I'm confident. Let's go, swing the bat. And this morning, gap fill, SPX, SPY. We're gonna gap fill. So then it started dipping down, started averaging down, started averaging down. I loaded up my account, and today I lost $10,000 on SPX, uh, my own money, straight up. Yes, it hurt, but now looking back, I'm like, dude, what the hell? What happened? So big mistake I did,
So
but I
the
see
market
my
just kind
behavior.
of humbled you because you were overconfident from a previous win.
Yep, yep, yeah. And then again, the fitness crap. I was like, dude, that should have not. I might not even go to the fitness early in the morning because for me that might not be best. I'll just stick to my evenings fitness because then that's not gonna overhype me.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Again,
Yeah,
learning.
definitely a humbling that has happened to many and myself included. Um, my back then my biggest wins is typically followed by a biggest loss because the same effect is I can do this overconfidence, and you tend to forget your rules and your process of not not oversizing into a position. And with a win from the previous day, especially if it's like abnormal wins, you tend to have that overconfidence, and then overconfidence to over trading and oversizing into your positions. And then of course egos and emotion kicks in, and then next thing you know you're blinded from what you need to do. So
Exactly.
that's
This
good.
whole time,
That's all
this
learning
whole time, yeah.
lessons.
I thought it was gonna gap fill, so I was kind of like, dude, let's go, let's go. It's gonna gap fill. I'm not worried about, it, not worried. And so the numbers are just tanking, 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 and then Theta started eating me up even more. Dude, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna win.
Yep, yep, it happens to all of us. All right, we appreciate you sharing that, Alex. B man,
Yeah.
what's your process? You've been trading probably much longer than anybody in here. I'm not sure what's everybody's level of experience, but I've met you and you've been trading for a while, a couple of years before I did. What's your process?
So, um, I do my homework the night before. So like at 10 p.m. every night, I start charting my daily buy zones and daily pivot points. So that's why you see me publishing well, you saw me publishing like a nightly watch list.
Hmm.
So what happens is when I wake up in the morning, I turn my computer on, I listen to music, just like quiet time by myself, basically. Listen to what I want to hear. Look at the market and then see if we're gapping down to my buy zones or if we're holding a a position or if we're holding a support resistance, right? Since TJ is sharing his screen, could you pull up AMD because that's my play today. So these were charted previous day. Can you pull up a fib?
And you want the pre-market fib
Uh,
on there?
no, you don't have to get
Okay.
market. You can just zoom in to like the last like 5 days. And just draw a fib from like the bottom of the red on the right side, uh, to the left.
To the
Sorry,
left. Okay.
sorry. Yeah, the gigantic red. Right?
Is it this one right here?
No, to the right.
Oh,
It's right next to a
this
green.
one.
Left. Yeah, to
This one.
the very
Okay.
top of the left side,
And then
just
top.
above a candle before it.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I already had those marked the day before. So if you zoom into the 5 minute, once it so I had my levels predetermined already. And the day before I could already see that it was rejected. Right? And so today when it broke down a level where I knew that it was gonna break down below the 61.8, I started shorting over there.
Hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, right here. This guy.
Yep.
Okay.
I just started shorting. And we were talking about it. I was telling TJ like, hey,
Yep.
one more candle. I'm gonna get out, and I
Yep.
got out. And that's what I do every night. I already predetermine what I'm gonna play in the morning, and then wake up, see what it's doing. If it already hit my level, so obviously, if it already hit my level, let's say I charted it, and I wake up to a gap down, and it's already at 127. We already in my head, I already know since it already hit the level that the only logical thing to do is bounce. So I wait for my setup candles to see if it's going to bounce. I go long. Or if it's still at the same spot as yesterday, right? Then I just go short. And all these are predetermined from the night before. That's pretty much it, honestly. And
Yeah.
it's been so consistent for me.
So you
Um,
just rinse and repeat that process, right?
yeah. And like right now, if you could zoom into the 1 hour, um, it's if this is AMD, it's basically doing it again.
Hmm.
If you just chart it again from the night before, um, it's another bear flag. And then I know right now, after hours, we are gapping up like big time on SPY.
Hmm.
So basically, tomorrow, I already know that if it's hitting the 61.8 resistance and it starts turning red, all I'm going to do is I'm going to short. And because that's already predetermined.
Hmm.
That's really all I do. Been really successful. I haven't been posting my PNL just because I've been swinging calls, right? I've been swinging calls, I've been swinging puts. I've been stubborn of like holding them. Um, so most of the time I go up big, I'll go up 70%, then I'll cash it out like 40 because basically thinking it's gonna go to the next level. So recently I've just been cashing it out like today, like at the end of the day, I just said like whatever, I'm gonna take my 50%.
Okay. So typically when you see a certain percentage, you already set up, you're set that, hey, I'm satisfied with 40, 50%, I'm gonna lock in these gains and walk away with the money instead of keeping it on the market. Although you still have plenty of time you don't let that mess with your mindset of like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it because I don't know what the market's gonna do next.
Correct. And that's the thing. For the past week, like I like tripled my account already because of swinging. But
Hmm.
then once we started going back to like the chop zone, I think I literally like lost a third of it right away. I was just
Yeah.
like, whoa, blindsided. Like, wait. Like once they said like Russia was attacking Ukraine, I was like in such a big long bias that I was like blindsided that I just lost a lot. Like way more than my average position, because like I went from a 2K account to like an 8K account in like 2 weeks, and then I started putting like 5K risk at a time,
Hmm.
like on these swings, and then just one day I was down like $3,000.
Would you say that kind of
Super gap.
goes back to overconfidence again, or what would you think?
Right. That's definitely overconfidence. Like I shouldn't even have played that much, knowing that we've just been going up every day.
Hmm.
Um, you should still be playing the same position size. But then now that I snapped back to my normal self, I was able to identify like
Gotcha.
this today.
Right on.
So
There you go. So it's as you can see the patterns, we have our process down, and for the new members and traders here in the room, just take notes. If you don't have one yet, like you can start off with what we're sharing with you, you know. Um, it's unavoidable, and again, trading is a mental game, to be honest with you.
mhm,
It's a mental game. The trading itself, the pushing buttons, the reading the chart and drawing your line, support and resistance, that's easy. You can learn that in like a month or less. Like if you really put hours and hours in and charting and trying to understand how your platform works and all these fancy tools and features, you can learn that in a month. But the
mhm.
emotional side, that's what's gonna take a while, depending how well you work on it. Okay. And for me, I've been trading for, I mean, all together for like over 3 years, but full time last year. And I'm still trying to learn about my emotions and how to control them, and when it gets triggered, what do I do? I'm still going through that. So, as a new trader, definitely uh, put that into
That's
the top
honestly the hardest
priority.
part, though. Like seriously, that's like the hardest part. If and like right now, since we're stuck in the chop zone, I've just been playing what's it called? I've been playing confirmed breakdowns or confirmed breakups. Like earlier, I was telling TJ, if this next candle is red and the candle after is red, I'm going puts. If the candle is green on that buy zone, I'm not gonna do it. So that's what I've been doing lately.
Hmm.
So it's been working out.
Okay.
So just doing the confirmed like uh let me see an example. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is actually the play. So you see Friday 9, the bottom, that that hammer.
Hmm.
Can you draw a fib over there?
Which one again?
That one, the one you were just touching. To the left.
This guy?
Left one more.
This
More.
one?
More.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, to the top. There
All
you
the
go.
way to the top.
That should be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So so tomorrow, really, if I see a red candle break below the 100 line, I'm going puts.
Yeah.
Just gonna hold them.
Oh, that's such a clean setup. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
excited just to even see that.
Yeah. I mean, there's literally no support trying to
This is an open gap right here. Like that's your zone, and then your next zone is right here.
and there's literally no support that's gonna hold us to the left.
Yeah,
So
it's open all the way to here. This is your
yep.
next line of defense.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can
So that's
even
what I've been
you can
doing
even see
too.
it on the volume profile levels. Look at this. Such a big gap. That's a really good setup, to be honest.
So I just been looking at stuff that doesn't have support or doesn't have like overhead resistance. I've just been playing those so I get the move.
Hmm.
And so what I just do is like once I see a red candle like at a resistance, like so at the end of the day today, TJ, you see there's a big gigantic green,
Oh,
right?
which on here?
Yeah, so to the left of that, there's a green candle
Oh, this guy
on the
right here.
hourly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so you see the next candle, it's red, right? Like at a resistance.
Right here.
Yeah. So what my ideally, all I did was short right there,
hmm
the next candle down for that candle,
This guy.
and I just hold it. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a way if on a chop market you just and then you just mark the top of the previous red and that's your stop loss.
Yep. Right here.
And now I just waited and then I just cashed out on 60% on the monthly too.
Yeah, on a monthly
It's
contract at
crazy.
60%. That's crazy. There you go. That's why you're pretty consistently profitable. You follow
And
your
then my
process, your rules, and you stick with it.
losses are so small, guys. It was just like that one day, like I really got blindsided just because. And not only that, I only usually swing one or two positions. I was swinging four positions that day.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw that post. I'm like, wow, you got some positions there because normally you have like one or two
Yeah.
positions. I'm like, okay,
He got four. Like, wait, he's holding four overnight.
you
That's
look like me now.
yeah. I was just like, oh shit. And so yeah, when it goes wrong, I mean, it's bad.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
just gotta you just kind of have to snap back to what you know you're doing well.
hmm Cool, cool. Let's see. Let's go over who wants to share their process. Any takers before I pick on somebody? All right. Let's go pick on John. Can you hear us, John? NW Hooker. He's probably still driving.
No, I'm still working.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But no, man, my process is pretty much it's for the most part the same as yours and Alex. Um, not I guess it's not significantly different. So like, why kind of get into it? But I'm feeling definitely like today's topic of having an inflated head and coming into the market today and thinking like, dude, I'm finally getting this. Like, it's clicking together real hard. Like, man, dude, you're not stopping me now, right?
hmm
And just sizing up too hard, too much. Literally like 3 times the amount that I normally do.
Yeah,
Definitely got swatted back down.
yeah.
So
So that's definitely a lesson that's in common with everybody. What you're sharing is,
yep,
we get overly confident and the market will humble you pretty quickly, reminding you that, you know, the market is in charge, not you.
yeah,
Yeah, especially like
exactly.
especially with news, like it's unstoppable. News is basically
Yeah,
no
news is
matter how
everything.
good your setup is, once that news hits, boom.
Yep, exactly. And we gotta be when that happens, we gotta be able to set aside our emotions and egos of how good you are. It doesn't matter because the market says what it wants to do, and it's gonna do it without you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely figure that out.
just thinking about it too. Like this dude literally said, um, "Oh, by the way, we're gonna raise 1%," and then Russia's invading Ukraine. Here I am, only down like 10%, but I'm like, whatever. I'll still hold it to like 30, which we well knew with those two bad news together. You know, so I don't even know why I should have just bailed out with like news like
Right.
it was just stubborn.
Yeah, yeah, you get fixed in the mindset of like, I know this, I'm gonna be right,
Yeah,
versus like, oh, it's not working, get out.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like anyone with a brain that could hear like war plus inflation rates going up should have just bailed on all their longs, you know?
Yep. Go down with the ship. Go ride it down.
Yeah.
So, All right, so yeah, this is definitely a great topic to have because again, um, a lot of traders come in and expect that they're going to be rich and millionaires, and then the market reminds them that you don't know anything until you have a good understanding of your emotions because this is an emotional roller coaster. So, okay. I think we have some new traders I want to introduce. Leah Dang, welcome. Thanks for being here. She's a all-in trader, so she's committed to getting this
So
game, understanding it, and committing some time with us. And now she's also a real estate investor, realtor, and we all know that those realtors work really hard. And so she's here to absorb all these information from us and also learn from what her goal is in the long term. So, Leah, take it away. Let's hear about you.
Well, thank you, TJ. I am very excited for this new journey. I'm sure, like everyone that's here, we all have aspirations to. Well, I mean, there's something about us that we want to tap into as far as our capabilities, our skill sets, our just what we can do, right? So, and then of course the financial freedom part. But just believing in ourselves and leveraging people uh, that are skillful as you, TJ. My goal is um, I would love to reach freedom, financial freedom, where I could. My why is to to be able to share um, experiences with my family, leave a legacy. I'd love to be able to spend more time with them. I, my family is originally from the South, in the deep, dirty South, Mississippi. So it's away from here. I have a brother here, but most of them are in Mississippi. I have a lot of adult nieces and great nieces and nephews. So the generation is growing, and I feel like I'm losing time with them. So just want to find out what I'm made of, what I can do, and and I've always had a fascination about just learning how to invest in different ways. So and so stocks is definitely something that I think a lot of people are very curious about. So I just want to see what I can do. So again, I'm excited for this journey along with you all, and I've heard some great things from, from fellow uh, members, or I don't know what you refer to as, like students. But yes, thank you.
Yes, glad to have you here, and we'll do our best. And everybody here, we're all in the same, rowing in the same direction. We all want that financial freedom, and at the same time, we're all learning along the way, right? And so all I ask is the time commitment to just show up. I will commit my time to be here for everybody, and hopefully I can pass on what I know to everybody else, and everyone else does the same. So happy to have you here.
TJ, I wanted to add one thing that I have been doing to my routine every day is a gratitude journal. That's definitely has made a big difference in my life for sure.
That's awesome. Nope, that's
Yep.
definitely a priority as well. Gratitude and appreciating even the little things, the little wins, and even the losses that we have. Just recognizing that those are all part of life, and we have to appreciate them, or else without them, we wouldn't be able to grow.
Hundred percent.
honestly, thinking about that too, like you get so blindsided with trading. Like sometimes, like you don't even take like the $500 wins,
Hmm.
because but if you think about it, dude, a normal person will work the whole day for like five
Oh
hundred
yeah,
bucks,
it's
and here
crazy.
we are, like like making like the $500 in like 30 minutes. The heck?
I know we get so spoiled and we have a small green day and we feel like the setups should have given us like 10K, and
Yeah.
we have to look back and go, There's people out there breaking their back for like 8 hours, 10 hours to make like 300 to 500 bucks, or even less than that in a day.
Make that like in an hour, getting upset, like should have had more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of spoiled traders.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Just like take my wins
Yep, exactly.
because there's always a setup the next day, anyways. So it's never gonna run out of setup.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys, what do I preach the most when it comes to trading? Who knows that number one thing I preach?
Take your money and keep it.
There you go.
Take
Lock in,
profits.
I
lock
was
in
gonna
your
say it's a
gains.
book your profit.
Yep. Lock in your gains, because the saying is you will never go broke taking profits.
It's true. That's
It
very
doesn't
true.
matter how much it is, as long as you took money from the market and you continue to do that, you will grow your account. Okay.
Yeah, true that.
All right. Well, good session, guys. That's all I got for tonight. Any other questions before I take off? I got some stuff I got to get done. And, tomorrow's Friday. So, of course, go review your charts. And, like what BMAD's saying, go through your routines and your process to prepare for the battle tomorrow. And get those, write it down, memorize it, and stick to it.
Also, for tomorrow, just make sure you kind of size down a little bit. It is Friday before a 3-day weekend, so just don't think market will actually do something. Prepare for like Friday, like nothing happens.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Fridays are typically
especially
chopped, slow days anyway.
and a 3-day weekend. So a lot of these hedge funds are already not working tomorrow. So
Right on. All right, so study up, guys. Educational resources is your number one hub for getting you caught up with trading. And any other questions, just tag me in the main chat. And hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow and let's make some money.
you at 6:30.
All right.
All right, see you
Thank
guys.
you.
See you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks. Bye.